Oh my gosh, I just love Bailey Sarian. Here's my schedule. Watch Bailey Sarian on Mondays, right? And I was like, wow, she really knows. She has so much information here about all these basically narcissists, right? And so this actually isn't from her channel, but I would just Google it. I would look up. I would go on Pinterest and I would download serial killers, psychopaths, and their zodiacs, okay? And then, see, like this guy, he was a Taurus, right? Alright? So then, I would go and look up what he did, and then, go on to the next card, right? So then, on these cards, I didn't put how to deal with it, because most people didn't survive dealing with these types of narcissists. I mean, you literally just have to be strong enough to escape, right? Alright. I can't give you any advice on that. You better go to the gym, okay? Superficial charm. Alright, characteristics of narcissists are on the front. How to deal with it is on the back. Personality swap. Someone who goes and they are known to be the narcissist. But, you know, when the person who's dealing with the narcissistic abuse tells the other person that they, you know, you're a narcissist, I want you to go to therapy, I want you to do this, they sometimes will make themselves out to be the victim, even though they're the narcissist. But really, if you dig deep enough, you always find the truth, right? So narcissists, some narcissists are real narcissists. They're just spoiled, rotten brats that always got what they wanted, and that's why they're narcissistic. Other people are narcissistic because they were abused, they were bullied, they were beaten, and then those repeated abuse comes out in you. Whenever you were bullied and bullied and bullied, at some point you're not going to deal with it anymore, and you're gonna show them, you know. But that type of behavior is going to come back. It's going to come back on you. Just like I said before with the symbolism, tenfold, right? Alright, so how to tell if you have multiple personality disorder. Now these are all from psychologists, online, legit doctors who talk about the DSM and who go into this on their channel. Dissociative identity disorder, multiple personalities, augmented personalities, alter egos, narcissistic fantasies of grandiosity, omnipotence, unlimited power, able to accomplish anything, magical thinking, magical immunity. Each personality has a date of inception. Something happened to this person, some sort of trauma or abuse that caused them to think this way. So how to tell if you have MPD? Well, I'm not a doctor and I cannot diagnose you. This is a quote from the video I got this off of, most likely Dr. Ramani, Dr. Grande, there's 100 different doctors online. I usually quote, I just put links to their books in the bottom of my video just to give them the credit that they deserve for the hard work that they have had to go through trying to help these people. Alright, someone tries to bypass your knowledge by telling you, go with your gut. Alright, so, you know, sometimes you really do need to go with your gut, but sometimes you can't ignore the obvious scientific facts right in front of you, right? Revenge. Okay, I didn't even write anything about that because I can go ahead and tell you enough about revenge. If you go down that path, I'm just going to say it's a slippery slope. It's going to come back to you. React strongly to those who need for compliments. Those who have need for compliments. Another ABC killer. Scorpio. And then on the back it has all the things that he did. He was a South African strangler. Stripped and tied up, raped 25-year-old. Oh, this stuff is horrible, y'all. I don't even use these cards, but the one time I did, it come true. What I predicted. And this is why I don't really say that I'm a psychic or anything, because I don't really want anything that I'm saying to come true. Okay, I feel like if you put it out there into fruition enough, it's gonna come true. That is the truth of the matter. If anyone has enough power over the people and they say it, it's going to come true. Just like Hitler, or dare I say Trump. However many followers they have, their predictions will come true based on the vibrations of all of the people that are watching them. Alright? So that's why I'm so careful. Watch what I say, and be careful how you act and how you treat people, because those are going to come back to you. Because the more people that you treat badly, it's going to become a predicted habit in them. Alright? Manipulation by narcissists. Twist your words. Uses your words against you. When an older person acts as a child, it can be a red flag for manipulation. Immature narcissist. Psychopathy. Alright, so I've had enough of these cards already. They're already dragging me down. But look, here we've got Jeffrey Dahmer. We've got fakes. I'm just going to speed it up a hair. Everyone wants to be a hero or a vigilante. Relationship killer. Vulnerable narcissist. So I made these cards for my narcissistic abuse page. But I never made any videos for my narcissistic abuse page because I've been too busy dealing with my tarot page, and I haven't really got a whole lot of information out of it. So, you know. Anywho, I have tons of narcissistic traits in here. And then certain doctors that I watch really love to talk about the reptilians, laugh about the reptilians, all that. Some of these are from artists. I'm an artist, so obviously if an artist that I love has some really good information, which this is S. Truthless, he always says, write in your journal. I just want to show y'all how many journals I have. Alright, let me show y'all. Okay, and I also have some ancient books. And I read these ancient books, and it gives me tons of good information on how narcissists... Oh, here's my astrology cheat sheet I've been looking for. Oh, yes, here it is. Alright, you can get this off of Pinterest, easy peasy. And then they've got, like, Viking laws. Here's all my goodies that I've been looking for everywhere. Alright. Say you just started your channel and you don't know all the cards yet. Or maybe you're like me and you're epileptic and you take a ton of medication that makes you forgetful. Maybe just when you're under pressure you can't remember a damn thing. I definitely can't. I've failed almost every test I've ever taken. I'm just a horrible test taker. I'm a visual learner, but, you know, so I've got this journal, which is something that was my husband's from Final Fantasy, I think. And then I've got this Dollar General journal. I think this is my sleep journal right here. I've got this one. Dollar General journal. And this is just stuff that helps you to... You know, I write my dreams down because I have a very bad memory. I've taken a really ton of medication for epilepsy, and it makes me forgetful. So I'll write my dreams down so that I can remember them. I'll write my, you know, I also wrote a book. I wrote a book about vampires and aliens, and I haven't published it yet because I can't figure out an ending to it. But let's go on to some of my other decks, because this one's so... I did want to show you one of the lizard cards. Here we go. He might be a lizard Illuminati if you like to live underground, cold, dark, moist places. You know, you just kind of love that, right? Alright. Anywho, there's a ton of narcissists. There's so many. So let's just go on with our next. Alright, so then I come across in my symbolisms, I really love Atlantis. Okay, so I actually put most of these cards in Tiffany boxes. Here's my Atlantis deck. It has to do with searching for the truth. It has all the Norse gods in it. I never finished these ones. Lemurian magic. It's all about the Rider-Waite. This is when I was doing my research on where this stuff came from. And then this is the gods, the Norse gods. Well, I am a genealogist, and I'm also, I believe in Celtic history as my ancestors, the Celts. So I look into, oops, that's not for this deck. Alright, I get all these mixed up really bad. Okay, the pink ones don't go in here. Alright. The pink ones are actually the manifestation cards. Elder Mysteries, Goddess Set. See, I don't know these by heart. I used to, but I don't anymore. So, Lords of Death, the Yeti. Look, that one's got a tear on it. It must have got me crying while I was doing this, okay? Sometimes you find out things that you cannot unknow. And it really messes with you whenever you're trying to, you know, figure out, like, should I really do this? Like, whenever you come across the fact that Aleister Crowley was, the one who associated the Zodiac with the cards. I certainly don't want an Aleister Crowley deck, but there's other people prior to him, the Bohemians, who also did that. So you don't have to follow his deck if you don't want to. If you don't like his vibes and you don't trust him, then you can go by somebody else's knowledge. And basically, it comes from a card game. So it's almost like somebody took the Monopoly game and turned it into some kind of divination. Well, somebody turned their necklace into a divination tool, and somebody turned their broken tiles with their letters on it into a divination tool. So anybody can turn anything they want to into divination. Alright, so this is my first attempt at making an oracle deck. I have to say, by far, this is my favorite one I've DIY'd. And it seems to be right on cue. It tells you to take 2 steps back. It's very simple, easy peasy. Break free from codependency. Have faith in love. Persistence is key. And honestly, I just watched a bunch of oracle videos, and instead of writing down the meaning of the cards, I wrote down the actual advice that the tarot people gave about it, about the cards, you know. And usually, you know, if you don't read it straight from the book, inadvertently, you're going to give the exact advice that you know your BFF wants to hear. So I wrote down a lot of these things, and then I went in and did the research to find out what does it mean, what does it symbolize. And this one I haven't done the research on. Catch-22, logical paradox, logical trap. So, you know, you write it down and then you look it up and you write it on the back, whatever it is that you find in the research. So this is based on oracle. I really haven't done a lot of research to see where the oracle decks come from, but they're not based on tarot. They're not based on the traditional card decks. Okay? So here's my witch deck. The lady who I got these off her page. Actually, she got herself mixed up with somewhat of a bad group of witches, I think. And she said that they had her doing all kinds of drugs, and she had to go full-blown Christian to get herself back together. And, you know what? If you have to do that, then you do that, okay? Even if you don't really believe in God, the brainwashing of the Bible is there to protect you. It's to protect you from yourself, okay? It's there for a reason. It's, it's there to help you. It's the positives. It's the light, okay? This is straight up from witches on YouTube. This lady, her name was Hearth Witch, but it's not the Hearth Witch that you see if you Google it now. This lady's gone. She's not on there anymore. She had a Christian channel for a little while, and then I don't even see her on anymore. She must have finally got her a job. So one thing about this type of work is whenever you decide to try to get a job, like maybe she was on unemployment, or I don't know what her dealio was. This was last year. She probably lost her job due to COVID and started making videos. She had 60,000 followers, and I made all these little witch cards based on her advice and things that I found here and there. Food is grounding. All of this stuff is really, really positive. It's all about nature. It's all about protection. It's it's not like the devil that you think it might be. It's basically to me, this is what witchcraft is to me. It's it has to do with the herbs and the spices that God put on this earth for us. All right, and like right here, garlic is an antibiotic, and a lot of these chili peppers and things will help your sinuses, and just so many of these things like mugwort. Okay, Essiac tea I think had mugwort in it, and these are things that grow wild in your garden, such as dandelions. They're all of these things that grow in your yard, which most likely you've poured a ton of toxic crap on so that your grass is pretty. You killed off everything that God made to kill cancer by pouring Roundup on it. Okay, that's what I've learned from witchcraft. Is that everything that the ancestors said, hey, this is gonna cure you, take this. Like Essiac tea, they tried desperately to get it legalized as a cure for cancer, and cured many, many people. But if they do that, then Lord forbid they'll get sued. They will get sued by the industry. Okay. So anywho, a lot of these things are really, really good for you. They're like sheep sorrel. Okay, I've got sheep sorrel growing in my yard out there. It's this red looking stuff, and it grows all over my acres of land. It grows really tall, and if you mix it up with mugwort and a couple other things, it has been known to cure cancer. Just like marijuana has also been known to cure a lot of things, or I know it definitely helps me with my epilepsy. But I just take what's legal. CBD, Mississippi was supposed to legalize it for me, but they didn't. They kicked it back. Well, if they legalize it, how are they going to make money anymore, right? How are they going to make money if they legalize it? So the dealio about marijuana, if you're watching this, COVID. Alright, so I actually deleted my sister over this. I was so mad at her because she kept posting things about vaccines, and I was like, girl, you don't know what you're talking about. And I got so mad I deleted her over it, and she blocked me though. We got in a big old fight about it, but what it comes down to is marijuana can actually stop the replication of COVID. And that's why COVID is so detrimental to you, because it replicates on a cellular level worse than cancer. It's so bad. It will choke you to death. And how it actually kills people is before they realize what was going on, it would replicate so many times in people's lungs that they would have completely clogged up their breathing, and they can't breathe in, they can't breathe out, and their lungs were so solid with this gunk in them. And then they would try to give them something to dry it up. Well, whenever they give you Sudafed, that's what my doctor gave me. Can you believe my doctors gave me Sudafed in George County? I live down here in Methville, USA, and they gave me Sudafed when I went in and I had COVID, and they said I had mono. Which I believe that mono, I had it when I was a kid. They say you can't ever get it again once you've had it once. But you can get it again. And if you get a virus that brings it out of dormancy, then it can kill you. It doesn't want to go away easy. It keeps coming back, which is crazy, because I told the doctor I still had mono, and he was like, you don't have mono. He was just a total dick to me. And then later I realized that I probably had COVID. So I immediately went and got tested, and I almost broke that lady's wrist trying to shove that thing up my nose. And then I realized that that's a long way for a virus that's in your lungs to go all the way up to your brain practically before they test you positive for it. So it could practically kill you by the time that they actually test you positive for it. And it's just really makes me angry the way they dealt with that, because the vaccinations, they're shooting you straight up with it. But just remember that it's just like anything else. Of course, it's got a lot of extra toxins in it. It's got a lot of extra heavy metals in it. Don't be so scared of it though, because you can always detox those heavy metals. Some of that other stuff, I don't know how to detox that yet. That's why I haven't taken it yet. But I promise you, there's a way. I don't know if there is a way to detox it. I know a lot of people have died, but I'm not going to pretend to be a doctor here. I do like philosophy a lot. I love this apothecary stuff, and you might be a witch if you're a night owl. Anywho, so there's my witch deck. That's it. That's all it is. It's just like advice, basically, on how to get better if you're feeling down. So I feel like a lot of these things help you mentally. Alrighty. And then we've got the manifestation deck. This is one of my favorite ones. Set intentions to wake up happy. Theta Delta sleep states. Alright, so a lot of this manifesting has a lot to do with science. It has a lot to do with meditation, love, joy, peace, blessings, just raising your vibrations. And don't ever underestimate the vibrations that you put out, because your vibes most definitely can make or break you. And whatever you put out, whatever vibrations that you're putting out into the world, if you become an internet sensation and you're a negative ninny, then thousands of people are going to do that. They're going to become negative. Alright, this is my love deck. I made this love deck based on archetypes of different lovers, different types of lovers. The mother, the boho. I looked at other people's archetypes, the father, and then different things that happen within your relationships. Gender roles reversed, things that I hear people complaining about. I see comments on different people saying the same things over and over and over. That's the kind of thing that makes you want to make your own deck, right? So that's the Lovers deck. It's based on archetypes of lovers. And easy peasy, right? It's not based on traditional tarot. We've got... Okay, I already showed y'all this one, the Oracle deck. My favorite by far is the Hermetic deck. Alright, and although Aleister Crowley talks a lot about Hermetic, he wrote a book called The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. The original Hermetic order was from Hermes. Hold on just a second. Hermetic, I'm going to pull it up real quick because it has been so long ago that I don't remember, because I made this deck over a year ago, at least about a year ago, and it's based on these right here, Laws of Divine Oneness. Okay, so we've got the Law of Divine Oneness. So a lot of these are like law of vibration, law of attraction, law of correspondence, law of action. So I made a card for each one of these. And then law of perceptual transmutation, law of relativity, law of polarity, law of rhythm, law of gender. And then on the right over here it has how it affects you. And this is basically science right here. A lot of this is based on science. But it's laws of how cause and effect, how things affect you. How things that you, do will affect you. Sorry, and then here, if you notice, a lot of these things line up with the different cards, okay? So if you look at the different laws, like the Viking laws, be prepared, be a good merchant. That's something that Jesus was all about. Not going in the temple and selling your merchandise, okay? So I never made this deck. I've never made the Viking deck, but it's very much the Celtics and the Vikings are similar. Alright, so there you go. If you really want to learn where the tarot came from, all you have to do is Google it. It's right there in front of you. It's, so here it is, okay? The law, this is my Hermetic deck, the law of association. And then if you Google the principle of mentalism, symbol, you'll find the symbolism too. So there's symbols associated with this stuff too. And see how it's 3-dimensional, 5-dimensional? So if you look into art, you'll find that, like, a lot of people think that the 3D or the 5D is some type of other dimension. But really, they believe that certain animals see differently than we do. And then certain higher level beings see things differently than we do. So whenever you can, reach the Merkaba, then you can see the higher state, right? And I want you to notice something here. Alright, so this was my grandfather's. See that? See how it's similar? The symbolism? Alright.